That's what I mean, you're a top guy. Why has he done that fucking guy? Fucking hating for it, mate.
That's some people, you can't change them.
You're very generous in spirit, mate. Very generous.
Just trying my best.
That's all you can do, innit?
Yeah.
So if you could start by telling us your name and how old you are.
My name is Stephen Bevan and I'm 62 years old.
If you could tell me a little bit about life growing up, your childhood.
Life growing up is okay. I come from Langley in Middleton, yeah. I used to come top at everything in school and I got bullied because of that, yeah. My mum and dad, these go out every Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and it always ended up the same. My dad hit me mum. Now I don't get that, you know. You hit the woman that you love, she's supposed to love you more because you hit her. No, it doesn't work. So I get this all the time growing up. Then I get to 50 and I've had enough. And I stop it myself, yeah? But I realised, I didn't realise this, it happens in everybody's house. It happened in everybody else's house, you know what I mean? It was like a national sport up there, but no one talked about it. It's crazy.
How did you end up stopping it?
Getting hold of my dad. Simple. I used to be a martial arts instructor for 6 years, but I was 31 then. That's a long time ago. You know what I mean? I was 60s, like a lifetime ago. I'm not strong enough, I'm not fast enough, but I do know what to do.
Did your mum ever talk about it?
No, never. No, it never got spoken about.
Do you feel like that affected you growing up?
No, no it didn't. Do you know what, you get mums and dads and they give you a cuddle and say they love you and that. That never happened in our house. They'd buy you stuff, because my dad had a good job, he was a chemist, and but no actual emotional love. And then until I started going out with this girl in Radcliffe, and her and her brother embraced her. I was with my brother who committed suicide at 40, and he went, "What are you up to?" And I went, "Don't think you know what they're up to without asking you. All they are, they're just showing each other affection." But because that didn't happen when we lived, he didn't know.
Do you feel like that played any part in relationships, like when you were an adult, or?
Yeah, it did, yeah. Never to hit a woman. And I did it once. I slapped a woman, yeah. Mother of my daughter, yeah. We went to see Status Quo. Seen her 30 times. And then we went to a rock club in Manchester called Jilly's. It's a supermarket now. And when we got back to the house in Radcliffe, I was living there 9 years, yeah. I asked, would you do some chips, yeah? She was doing it, I fell asleep on the floor. She poured the hot fat and the chips all over my head. And the chip went down my ear, and I know it sounds funny now, and that's what got me up. And she ran up the stairs, and I ran after her, and I slapped her and I went, "Whoa, sorry, I shouldn't have done that." And when we come down the stairs, her brother was asleep on the couch. There was that much out of it, I even noticed him. And I went and saw that for that. Robbie went, "I would have fucking killed her for that." But no, you can't do that. It's had a good effect on me because I have a lot of respect for women, yeah? And you don't hit women. Like I say, if you hit a woman, how do you expect them to like you more or love you more? They don't. You've got to get that through. Well, I have to get that through my head, and I did.
Yeah.
And it happened once, and that was once too many. But what she did with me, I had to have skin grafts and all.
I hate that.
I know.
That's crazy.
Life.
What about school and stuff?
School, I went to grammar school after I went to infants junior, grammar school. I left grammar school with 8 O levels and 3 A levels, and when I was in jail I did a degree in English, in literature, and I got a master's degree in English. And I started running psychology, but because it was a 3-year course, because I was only there for 2 years, I missed the last one, the last year. I know I was staying in jail to get that, you know. So I didn't get it, yeah. But don't know. Well, if you're in prison, yeah, you can either lie in your bed and vegetate all day. I used to read a lot of books, or go and better yourself. So I thought, yeah, I'll go and better myself. It's better, and it's something to do. Open university courses there was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I got a master's degree in English. I did 2/3 of a psychology degree.
That's amazing. So you really
Why?
took the opportunity. Well, because you've took the opportunity and you've worked hard.
There's nothing else to do, love.
But a lot of people wouldn't do that, would they? A lot of people don't.
A lot of people don't do that,
Yeah.
99% of them. But I wasn't lying there and vegetating. I wanted to go and learn stuff. I love learning stuff. You can't know enough.
No.
And the more you learn, someone asks you a question, the better opinion you can give about it, yeah?
Yeah, you can give a more educated opinion on it. What did you end up going to? What did you go to prison for?
The last time I got 7 years for possession of a firearm. I didn't even have the firearm. My nephew had it, but because I was older than him and should be responsible for him, he got 4 years and I got 7.
Wow.
And the time before that it was for GBH and I got 3 years for that, yeah. I've done 18 years in jail, and that's if you take the remission off. So 18, should be 24 years.
Wow.
But I did 18. I've not been in jail for 26 years, love, and I'm not going back.
That's good.
I'm not going. I'm too old, yeah. These kids in jail would eat me alive, you know. I'm just being truthful with you, you know. They would.
So would you say for you jail was a good opportunity?
Yeah, I used it as an opportunity for learning. I did. And you know what? I got a lot more respect off the prison staff, you know, the screws, whatever, wardens, yeah. I got a lot more respect off them. I used manners with them and everything, you know, sir, please, all this. Don't cost anything to be like that.
No. And it gets you a lot further in life.
Well, I'll tell you something else. That master's degree didn't earn me a penny. But I'm not bothered. I don't want to see how people live here and speak English, but they're ignorant to 90% of it. It just pisses me off. Sorry about that, but it does, you know.
Alright. Work-wise, what sort of jobs have you done? Or
I started off as an engineer on a lathe till I got my hair caught in the lathe, and it nearly took. I had to bang this emergency button, so I think about there. I've been a tattooist all my life, 38 years. I've had 11 shops, 2 in Amsterdam. I used to go and do all the bike rallies in Europe, like Germany, Belgium, all that, yeah. And I could earn, in a weekend at a bike rally, I could earn nearly £2 or 2 grand.
Imagine tattoos are not cheap.
Well, I started at 9 in the morning and I finished at 10 at night. So I did work, but I got the money for it, you know.
Yeah.
When my first shop, it was in Newquay in 1981, just after I come out of jail. And I was there 4 seasons. We used to open 10 in the morning till 10 at night, but just for 13 weeks like the summer season. And if we didn't earn £200 each in a day, we were pissed off. And that was a lot of money in 1981. And I did that for 4 years. Then I met the mother of my daughter, and then we went to Amsterdam for 2 years. And I was earning the same kind of money there. Well, if I didn't, we didn't eat, and we had nowhere to live. It was just all on me. Looking back now, what was I fucking thinking, you know what I mean? But I did it. And my stepdaughter ran down, it's only 6, ran down the back alley for a wee, yeah. She come back up the back alley, she had a syringe stuck in her bottom, yeah. So we came home the day after. I sold both my shops for £84,000, which was a lot of money in 1987, and it lasted me 3 years with them.
Wow.
A brother, she had a stepbrother, you know, the 2 kids from, I should have explained this better than this. The girl that I met and went to Amsterdam with, she had 2 kids from her first marriage. The son was 4, her daughter was 6. Now the 4-year-old son, 2 weeks ago, committed suicide. So I had to go with her to identify him. Oh, I was heartbroken. You know, I thought him up as 9 years. I'm just on it. And he used to call my dad and I said, don't do that, because I knew his dad, and his dad was a good bloke, yeah? He said, that's your dad. I'm Steve, yeah? But he committed suicide, yeah, 2 weeks ago. It was horrible, horrible. No one said life would be easy, but it isn't, you know?
No. Still, that must have been a really hard thing to go with her.
I had to, I couldn't let her go on her own.
No.
And I've been almost 10 months, and I've no connection to my daughter, who we talked 34 years old, yeah? And she had a nervous breakdown. And when I did get in touch with her, it was like, it's my fault that she had a nervous breakdown. And it probably was. But I asked her, can I go and see her? I've spoken to John, and he said, I can come and see you. Not this Sunday coming, the Sunday after. And I went, who the fuck's John? I don't know any John. And why is he dictating to my daughter when she can see me? But I don't want to just go and, like a bull in a china shop, and rush in there and spoil her world. I ain't gonna do what she said. I have to. I don't want any sympathy off her. I don't want any money off her. I don't want anything off her. I just want to see her. And my 2 grandkids. That's all I want.
What was your relationship like with your daughter before this?
Oh, brilliant. Oh yeah, for the first 16, 17 years, excellent. We went everywhere. Like I said, we've seen Status Quo 30 times. She came 8 times with me. She loved it. She loved it. One night, she lost her purse at the concert, yeah? And the next time I went, I lost my wallet. It was funny. But yeah, I had a cracking relationship with her. We had an agreement, me and the mother, instead of paying maintenance, and I would have done because I was tattooing, I had a shop in Haywood and I had one in Bury. She said, don't give me any money, but every day that Amy's not at school, weekends, holidays, you are. Oh, why? Yeah, for 16 years, yeah, I did. And for 16 years, because I used to inject heroin and all that, yeah, I put all that in the back burner, and she's only ever seen me smoke a joint. I have injected heroin while she's there, but wait till she's asleep, yeah? Because I can't look after her if I'm like that.
No.
Yeah, put it all in the back burner. Of course, me daughter, I love her. She looks like me, but without a beard, you know. Yeah, she's an excellent girl. But then she has never sprayed on. She's like a different person now I'm talking to. I've not seen her, so I don't know of her. I couldn't tell you. I'm dreading meeting her, but I have to meet her. You know what I mean? She's my only child, and I can't wait to meet her. But I am dreading it at the same time. She wants me to meet in Bury, you know, like a neutral, because she lives in Radcliffe, and I live here, she wants to live in Bury. I'll tell you something about my daughter, yeah? I've got 2 grandkids, one called Charlie, he's 14, and one called Tilly, she's 5. Now when Charlie was born, just after he got meningitis, and my daughter had to go in Monsell Hospital. It's not there anymore, for 2 weeks. Now the doctors put him on some antibiotics, and they stopped him halfway through the course. Result, my grandson was dead. Completely dead. My daughter sued the NHS after 2 years, after £250,000. She phoned me up and went, Dad, should I take this? And I went, yeah, take it, Amy, because it's doing your head in. And it was. She went, no, it's worth more than this. When he was 12 and a half, this is 12 and a half years old, born, she went to Maastricht, you know, the Court of Human Rights, personally, and got 1.4 million for him.
Wow.
She paid for an operation, £600,000, and he's got a 60% hearing. Now, how good's that?
That's amazing.
She came to see me in my flat in Middleton. She bought a red Mercedes, you know, a 2-seater with a soft top. And says, Amy, can I have £2? She said, what's it for, Dad? A drink? And I went, yeah. She went, no. No. Bit hard to say, but there you go.
So you mentioned a little bit before about using heroin.
Yeah.
How did you get into using drugs?
My brother.
Mm.
Yeah, he gave me an injection of heroin when I was 14. I've been on methadone since I was 17-year-old. I've not had it for 2 years now.
So was heroin the first drug you tried?
Yeah.
At 14?
Yeah, not the second one was. LSD about 2 weeks later.
Mm.
Oh, I thought that was brilliant. What a drug. Have you done the Operation Julie thing? Have you, Alex? No. It was a big thing in Wales where they was churning out LSD and they were selling them for 2 pence each, a non-profit making organisation. And by the time it got to Manchester, there was 25 pence. But you could cut them in half, because it's 200 micrograms, and you only need like 50 micrograms for a trip. 2 of you put together, got 25p, and you had a trip for 12 hours. Brilliant.
Mm.
And you had California sunshine as well, which is a 48-hour trip. And you fall asleep and you wake up tripping. Oh, it's very weird. There. Yeah, I've been on heroin. The only time I haven't had heroin is when I've been in jail.
Mm.
I don't smoke cigarettes, I never have. I smoke a bit of weed, that's about it. Don't take heroin anymore, don't take crack anymore, don't do anything like that. I'm like saving up so I can go to, when I see my daughter, I can give her some money for my grandkids, some money for her, like that, and that will do me the world of good.
How long have you been clean from heroin?
10 months.
Mm.
10 months, ever since I was homeless.
So you were on it for about, my maths is not good, but over 40 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not talking about just once a week, I'm talking about 4 or 5 times a day. But I was tattooing, so I had the money. It didn't hurt my pocket, really, yeah. No matter how much money I had, £200 a day or whatever, in the morning, I'd have coins in my hand, you know what I mean? Because I'd go in the pub and buy everyone a drink. Stupid, you know what I mean? Take me then girlfriend, she's passed away since, but used to go in the best restaurants and eat the best stuff and have the best wine or champagne or whatever. And why not, if I can afford it? Because I knew the day after I get another £200. And I've not tattooed for 2 years and I've never been so skinny in my life.
Do you miss it, tattooing?
Yeah. Do you know why I can't tattoo anymore?
What?
I started having seizures when I come off the methadone, yeah? Which was just over 2 years ago. And I can't get insured to tattoo people. And what happens if I have a seizure while I'm tattooing them? So I can't do that.
No.
So I'm relying on benefits now. It's a big drop, but it's life, isn't it? You know what I mean? I don't want to put someone's tattoo in jeopardy by, you know, just risking that I might not have a fit. Because if I do, I have to go to sleep at night looking on. I've got a conscience, I don't like going out hurting people, I never do, never have. And you have to go to sleep, and that's basically it, I have to be true to myself.
Yeah.
All my family are all dead, all of them, except my daughter and my 2 grandkids. Everyone else gone.
It's just you and her.
The mates, all gone, drugs. I don't, why I'm still here, I do not know. I do not know.
Because it's not your time yet.
That's as good an answer as any. When I was about 20, I could have got into any bookies in mid, because they all knew me, even though I'm not a gambler. And they would have given me like odds of like 500 to 1 to reach 30. And I thought, I never will reach 30. And look, I'm still here. Do you know what I think helped? What has helped? Not smoking and doing martial arts for 8 years. 6 years as a sensor, an instructor, teacher, yeah? I think that's aided in my longevity.
It's kept you young.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say young, but you know what I mean? It's the reason I'm sat here today, yeah? If I hadn't have done them, I wouldn't be sat here, I'd have been dead. Yeah, my brother would give me the heroin, he committed suicide on his 40th birthday. And I looked after his son, because his sister his son's, you know, his daughter and his ex-wife, they went to the Well Women's Centre. Now, you can't have lads in there, can you? So he's actually stood at the side of the grave knowing that he's got nowhere to go. And I was in Radcliffe and I went, yeah, I will sort you out. And I looked after him for 31 years, till he died. He got pneumonia, and he was in Cumsall Hospital, and after 5 weeks they found him having a smoke outside, so they slung him out. 2 weeks later, or just before that, I went in his bedroom, he was on his knees, and there was a big puddle of water, and I went, Jason, because sometimes when he had a fit, or he used to have a lot, he'd wet himself. I said, what have you done here? And he went, that's not that, that's me crying. So I took him to the doctors. Doctor come out, said, Jason Bevan. I nudged him like that and he fell to chair, he was dead. 48 years old.
In the doctor's waiting room?
Yes. Yes. Not a good day out. Did my, pardon language, did my fucking head right in. And because I'd already give up the methadone and the heroin, I just used to drink, you know, like 12, 14 cans of them strong cans a day. And I still do drink them, but I can get by on 3 or 4 now. But I'd liked swapped an heroin addiction for an alcohol addiction. I don't know if it's better or worse, I don't know. But that's why I did it, yeah? Oh yeah, totally did my head right in, that did. I mean, they just buried me mum and dad. And then when they was getting through it, my sister died. She got diagnosed with cancer on a Thursday. She was dead the Saturday. I had to walk from Bury, knowing it was red hot, in a suit, to Middleton for the funeral, and I walked back. People are saying, have you got any money? I said, I'll be alright, you know. I don't want charity or all that. And I walked back, yeah. That's what you do. That's what I do anyways. Like I say, I've got to live with myself, and I seriously have.
Yeah. How did the heroin make you feel at the beginning when you first started taking it?
Oh, I thought it was great. I know. How naive can you get? Well, it's only 14. Yeah, I thought it was great. Didn't worry about anything. Looking back, I should never have ever taken it. A bit late now, isn't it?
You're off it now, that's the main thing.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole now. It's a killer. I'll tell you what's worse than that. Methadone.
Is it?
Yeah. I've done 6-month prison sentence, yeah, with no methadone, and got out and still been rattling off methadone and not been out of sleep. Yeah, that is absolutely true.
And what do they do with the methadone? Like gradually wean you down, or?
No, not in jail. In them days, I know they give it out now, but they didn't give it out then. And I said, well, I'll go through withdrawals. You see a doctor when you go in jail, yeah? One of the first things you do there. And he went, well, go and withdraw. That was it. That was the attitude. What else can I do? I know I'm not going to get anything, so I have to put up with it. I have to do it.
Yeah.
What I was in jail for then, my brother used to get prescription pads, and I had to gen up online before they were printed out and write them out and the doctor's signature. And for every 100 I did, I got a caught for 1 or something like that. It's a good ratio. I was out doing 20 a day. I could be doing that for a month and just get caught for 1. Once you get caught for 1, you might as well throw your hand into the rest, because if they find out, they just rearrest you, and you get loads more prison, yeah. That was my thing though, forging prescriptions, yeah. My brother stole them, I wrote them, I went in with them.
What made you give up heroin in the end?
I was on a downward slope, like Jason had just died. Well, I was doing it just before then to try and keep some money out of my benefits, yeah. Didn't turn out like that. It cost more, you know. And I was doing tattoos as like a hobby. I wasn't earning as much as I was with a short of premises, yeah, but I thought I could cut down my drug use by not having it as often, but you can't, because the more you take, the more often you need it. I suppose that's why they call it an addict, because it adds, you have to add, don't you? Excuse me. I feel better now for not being on it.
Do you?
Oh yeah. And methadone, that's the worst drug I've ever had in my life. It stops you withdrawing of heroin, but it stops you thinking straight as well. And you don't even want to get out of bed in the morning. You know who came up with methadone? The Nazis in the Second World War. Yes, and crystal meth. Because it was both cheap and you could make them in the trenches. Don't know about meth, but crystal meth you could. I don't know about methadone, but crystal meth you could. I could get 300 ingredients here, and you can buy them all at the chemist if you know what you're doing. And within like an hour, I'd have a big pile of methamphetamine. But I'm not doing it because I don't want to fuck other people up. I got fucked up plenty. Sorry about the language, but I did.
It's alright.
And I don't want to fuck other people up. Loads of people have asked me, especially since come to Rochdale, yeah, just make this work. No, no. They want to know how to. They're not interested in the product, they just want to know how to do it so they can do it. No. No, I'm not doing it.
Don't blame you.
Like I say, I have to go to sleep at night, don't I?
You've got to be able to live with yourself.
I have. Definitely.
Have you got a favourite tattoo you've ever done? Or one that sticks out in your memory?
Yeah. I've got a dragon on on it like that. It's only in black. Excuse me. I'd never attempted anything that big before, yeah. And I did the outline, and someone came for a tattoo, and my daughter's mum, Linda, she said never turn money down, so I did that, and I never got around to finishing it. But yeah, that's my favourite tattoo.
What's the most painful place to have a tattoo?
Where do you think it is?
I've had one on my ankle that was pretty bad.
Bottom of your foot. Yeah, right in the arch there. Bottom of your foot. It's not your genitals, Alex, not like that. It's the bottom of your foot. Believe me. 38 years
I would not have thought that.
Can you imagine it now though? I just told you.
Now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, the bottom of your foot, look.
Oh.
I used to know a tattooist, yeah. How can I put this discreetly? When you pull your foreskin back, you tattooed the end of that black.
Ouch.
Ouch, yeah. A bit's too far, you know what I mean?
A little bit too far. Have you got any advice for people watching this?
What about drugs? Homelessness?
Anything.
Don't get into drugs. There's no pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. Weed, I don't think it should be legalised. I think it should be compulsory. Yeah, I do. You never get someone that smokes a joint go out and beat someone up or smash some property up, ever.
No, that's true though.
Yeah. I tell you how I get it, because you used to go down Boston years ago and this girl went, oh, all the telephone boxes smashed up, that'll be the dope heads. And I'm like, no, when you've had a joint you don't want to go out smashing things up. She didn't believe me. Suit herself, yeah. But you don't, do you?
No, that's true. How long have you been homeless for?
10 months.
And how did you end up homeless?
Wow, that's a good question. I was like in Middleton, on board, and I was living there with my nephew Jason for about 8 years. For the last 2 years, Jason died, like I said, you know, in the doctor's waiting room. And I just started drinking a lot, and this lad used to come round and he had nowhere to live, so I said, live here. he goes to Bury one day and he comes back with this woman called Jane Darbo. Me and Jane Darbo hit it off like an house on fire, but she's not away in Middleton, so she wants me to go back to Bury with her. So I did do, for about 4 months. And when I came back, because the person I'd left in charge was selling drugs from the flat, and it was all boarded up, the flat, I had nowhere to go.
You've been homeless since?
Yeah.
And how, and it's probably a stupid question, but how do you find being homeless?
It's not an option I would choose, saying it mildly. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's alright during the day, but you know what, 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, it's fucking cold. It really does.
I can imagine.
No, I'm lucky. I've got a place in the night and stuff, yeah? So I've got a bed and a roof over me, and so I'm alright now.
But still, is it not having that any place?
Yeah,
I
just want a place to call home. That's all I want. That's all I want.
And do you feel like there's help out there?
Yeah, the bomb board are helping me getting this place in Bolton, so yeah.
So hopefully you won't be homeless for too much longer.
No, I'm not homeless now really, because I live in the night and stuff, yeah? But it's like living in have you ever been in a prison cell? No. But then that's the size of the room, and just a bed in it. But it's better than nothing. I've been there about 2 months.
How do you feel people treat you differently if you're homeless?
Yeah, but both ways. Some people don't like you because you're homeless, and other people will go out the way for you because you are homeless. And say it's about 50-50. Yeah. Like if I'm sat down begging, I always say, "Good morning, sir," or "Good morning, love ya." And a lot of women anyway will walk past as soon as they hear "Good morning, love," they stop and come back and give me something. And some of the blokes do too, I'll call them sir. But it works. I'm not saying I'm being devious about it, it's just just being polite to me.
Yeah.
But it has actually helped me. People are better off with the homeless in Bury and Middleton than they are in Rochdale, but I know why that is, because there's like 140 homeless people in Rochdale, and there's about 30 in each of the others. So
it's a big difference.
I don't know the coverage. Yeah, it's a lot of a big difference. Yeah. I'm lucky to have somewhere.
I can't imagine sleeping outside, especially in the winter. No, seriously, like I
Horrible.
don't.
No, it's horrible.
So
it is.
cold. That's great. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
For talking. Thank you very much for watching Steve's story. We're now going to talk a little bit about it. Please do not forget to subscribe if you have enjoyed it. Thank you. So Steve is 62. So I think one of the oldest people that we've spoken
62. To be honest, you look good for 62.
He reminds me of my grandpa. But yeah, he looks really good for 62. Like he doesn't look 62 at all. So his upbringing, pretty sort of like there's bits, isn't there? But there's no major abuse or trauma.
Trauma, no. But then again,
everyone handles trauma differently.
Yeah, but he never felt loved.
No.
As a kid, that's most important, especially growing up.
He said himself there was no affection in his household. And I think personally, in my opinion, like affection's more important than having nice things bought for you.
Yeah.
It's better to go out with love than presents.
I'll pick both.
Well, I mean, if you had a choice, both is preferable, but...
That just show you, like, money don't make you happy, innit?
No.
Because like you said, you used to have a present, everything.
I think money's not important to kids. As in, like, as long as they've got a roof over their head and food and
yeah, I mean for the parents and that. Some parents think you can just
buy
a
child
present. But it's more, for me, I think it's more spending time with them.
Exactly.
And tell them you love them.
And affection, hugs, kisses.
Yeah.
Like, it's important. And it forms the basis then for like their adult relationships.
Yeah.
Like if you've got a daughter and you don't give her any affection and never tell her that you love her and no hugs or kisses and stuff like that, then they almost view that as normal, don't they? They grow up.
Yeah.
And she's in a relationship and she views no affection as normal, whereas really it's like the abnormal. Like, I'm not saying everyone has to be all lovey-dovey, but... So he was bullied at school for doing well. And then also he did obviously witness his parents' relationship, where his dad was quite violent towards his mum, but he said that was quite common at the time. And I guess we all probably look at, my maths is awful, but I can't even take a guess what. Wait, so if you went from...
You say
2020, so you'd be looking at like 1960s-ish, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like, I guess it probably was more common. As in, it wasn't frowned upon the way it's frowned upon now. Like, it probably did happen more.
But the thing that it's still happening anyway.
It still happens, obviously, yeah. But I think it's more frowned upon. As in, do you not think, like, in older times it was more common?
It was more acceptable.
Yeah, like, you could laugh about it down the pub and, like, people wouldn't look at... Like, your friends wouldn't judge you, whereas now I don't think you could go hang out with your friends and be like, oh, yesterday I hit the missus because the tea wasn't right.
Yeah, but then again, it goes the same ways, you know. It's not just about the guys hitting the woman. There's a woman hitting the guy as well.
That was my next point I was going to get to. So obviously, he's witnessed that growing up.
Yeah.
And it's made him adamant, like, you never hit a woman, you never hit a woman. And he feels guilty about the time that he hit his girlfriend.
Yeah.
After she poured hot chip fat on him, to the point where he required skin grafts. Like, that... That to me is shocking. Like, it's almost like he feels more guilty.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't feel guilty because she did something horrible to him.
Yeah, the reason why he's feeling guilty because the way he's been growing up, he's seen his mom going through all of that stuff. And for him, it's a no.
I know, but that's what I mean. Like, it's made him so adamant against it that even when bad stuff is done to him, he feels guilty for retaliating. And I don't think it should work like that. As in, obviously I do not think men should hit women, but I also don't think women should hit men. And that's almost made it like he views that the woman can do anything to him and he's never going to raise a hand.
Yeah, but it's like that rule, some women just think it applies to guys, but it doesn't.
No.
I've been hit by a woman multiple times.
I mean, you sometimes deserve
No, but I mean, like,
I know it's not funny and it shouldn't happen.
In a relationship, you know.
It shouldn't happen either way round.
But it do happen. But the thing is, like, it's most of the time they don't believe the guy.
I was going to say, how did that make you feel?
I couldn't believe it first. And then I was like, but my problem was I let it slide. My problem was like I did not react to it. I let it just.
You didn't do anything about it.
No, I didn't do nothing about it, and that was the mistake. I didn't do nothing about it. Then I got hit by the same girl again, twice, and I didn't do nothing about it, you know. But in her eyes, it felt like that's acceptable.
Because you've not.
Because I've not reacted. But then again, if I phone the police, like I've been assaulted by a woman.
I know, but they shouldn't laugh at it.
They will laugh at me.
I know that. I know they would, and I know.
Even now you're trying to laugh at me.
I'm not. No,
Yes,
I'm not trying to laugh. I understand why you would think that would be the reaction, because I would.
Yeah,
I would
like right now
laugh.
you're laughing.
I'm not laughing. I don't think it's funny at all.
Yes, you are.
It's more like nervous smile.
No,
like,
but seriously, like, but the reason why I didn't react to it, it was because, first of all, I didn't want to get myself in trouble. Alright?
But you shouldn't think like that because you didn't do anything to deserve.
Okay, so men and women are built different, right? Physically, totally different, right? The way she slapped me, if I did slap her back, it would cause more damage.
100%.
You know what I mean? So That's the reason why I didn't do that. Regardless if she.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying you should have hit her back.
Yeah, that's the reason. That's the reason why I didn't do that. You know, the reason why I did not do that, it was because if I hit her back, I'll cause serious damage, and the police will get involved, and I'll be the one.
No one's going to believe.
No one's
going to believe.
No one's going to believe me. So, but it was. I guess it was my fault because I stayed in the relationship. No, it was.
No.
It was because I should have.
You should have left, but it's hard. It's easier to look back and say.
Now I can look back at it. It was my fault because.
It was her fault.
No, it was my fault. Well, the first time it was her fault. The second time it was my fault. Yeah, because I should not be in I should not be in that relationship after she hit me the first time.
Well, no, but it's easier said than done to get out, and I think everyone always thinks like, oh, it won't happen again. Like, I don't know, but I don't ever think like people like women that stay in abusive relationships. Like, I don't think it's their fault. They become almost like brainwashed by the situation, don't they?
Yeah, but
like the abuser has all the power.
I don't think she didn't have the power, but what she done, she started crying. So she told me it was my fault. Well, my action made her slap me. So I pushed her to the limit that the only option that she had. She slapped me. He's trying to laugh. It's not even funny.
It's not funny at all.
You know the reason why Dad don't talk about things like that, because people laugh at that.
No, it's not funny. It's not funny at all. And what you're saying is so typical of how it is.
Yeah.
When men hit women, as in they always then say, "Oh, you pushed me. Like you got me to that point. It's your fault."
Yeah.
But it's never your fault. No matter what you've done, you don't deserve that.
No, but the first one, I think it was my fault. No, the first one was her fault. The second one...
I know what you're saying, you feel like the second one's your fault because you stayed.
Because you stayed, yeah.
But in situations like... it's rarely that simple, like black and white, like, just leave, is it? I truly believe, like, I think you never really know someone else.
No.
Like, humans are very capable of surprising each other.
Yeah.
Oh. Steve has done 18 years in prison. It's a long... I mean, not in one stretch, he's done... obviously different times, but he's used that time to his advantage.
Yeah.
Like, he's done good.
He's done good.
He got his master's in English. I think he did the majority of the psychology degree. Like, he's put his mind to good use. He's not gone in there and just dwelled on the fact of where he is. Like, he's got up and he's done what he can whilst he's there. And I think that's a really good attitude to have.
Yeah.
Like, he's made the most of the situation, of a bad situation.
Yeah.
And he's been out now for 26 years.
26, yeah. That's...
And he's adamant... sorry. He's adamant he's not going back.
Yeah.
Which...
well, after 26 years, he's not going back.
He's hopefully not going back.
It's not.
Hopefully not. So he was a tattoo artist, and quite a successful tattoo artist. I'm so sad you don't do them anymore. I wanted to be like, you can do one on me, I don't care if you're insured or not. Like, no, but seriously, he's done it in Amsterdam. He's had 2 shops, he's made a lifelong career out of it and done very well out of it. And it's not an easy job.
No, it's not an easy job.
It's not an easy job at all. Like, he's put the work in, he's done long hours. So he, whilst tattooing, he had a 40-year addiction to heroin. So he maintained his job, he maintained his whole life, his family, his daughter, everything.
Yeah.
Whilst having, and he said himself, not like a little addiction, like a full-blown addiction. It's...
but I guess if you're earning that type of money, you got 2 shops.
But to keep earning that money whilst because under that addiction, to me is impressive. As in, the majority of addicts we've spoken to, when they get to that stage of addiction, the whole life falls apart. If
someone's on heroin, it's hard for you to tell. Just heroin, and Especially if he was working, he's earning money, and he's eating good.
Yeah, because that was my next point. Like, he said obviously he had a good relationship with his daughter for like the first 17 years. He never used to inject in front of her, like only when she'd gone to sleep and stuff, which still in my mind is far from ideal, but it's better than obviously doing it during the day. Do you think, because obviously he's now blaming his daughter's new partner, saying she's sort of dictating when she can see him and that. Do you think it's a new partner, or do you think she bared witness to more than he thinks she did? Because no matter how he was working and had a good relationship with her, I can imagine knowing that your father was on heroin would make you bear some resentment.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes people are very quick to think they've done a good job at hiding it, and they really haven't. Like, I struggle to think she was completely unaware.
No, I think probably she was aware. But would you stop? Would you stop him seeing his grandkids?
It's difficult. I don't know. I honestly don't know, because we've only seen the side that he's portrayed to us. So I don't know. I can't make a fair. Personally, if that was my child, I don't think I would want them seeing him. But then I am just very overprotective.
Well, I think
but then he has been clean, but only for 10 months.
But the thing is, like, when someone had got an addiction, the worst thing is for people to do
isolate them
and to run away from them, because that only make it worse.
Yeah, and I agree she should probably work on her relationship with him, especially as he's now doing so well. But I would be hesitant if I was her to bring the grandchildren into it just yet.
Supervising. What's that? He's gonna take drug in front of the kid?
No, but it's difficult, isn't it? Like, you don't want your kids getting attached to someone that's then gonna go. Like, she doesn't know, does she? Because she's not had a good relationship with him recently. Like, I can see why she would just want to build it up, her and him first, before. But that's what I was wondering, like, I don't know if the new partner's necessarily dictating it.
Yeah.
Or whether she's maybe using that as, like, more of an excuse. He started taking at 14.
14 years old?
14 years old. That scares me. I didn't even know what heroin was at 14.
No.
Which is probably worse, because then if someone offered it to me, would I have tried it because I didn't know what it was? Don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there definitely needs to be better education, because I'm betting at 14 he probably didn't know what it was, or if he did, he didn't really know what it would do to his life.
Yeah.
Because he said himself he thought it was great.
At that age, of course, you're going to think that's great.
It's going to make you feel, yeah. You've no idea. Like, I don't think your brain's even formed properly at that point to think through the consequences. Like, that's why teenagers are reckless.
We need to find the root. What does it take a 14 years old kid to think about smoking heroin?
I imagine not very much. As in, if you are unaware of the consequences of it, and someone offers it to you, maybe someone that you trust or know, I would think it wouldn't take very much to give it a try. Think of how many kids at 14 are like smoking and drinking. Like, it's not really a massive, like, I know to us we can see that it's a massive step up, but at that age, to them, it probably doesn't seem as big a step up. Like, obviously to us the difference between drink and heroin is massive.
Yeah,
but at that age, I don't think you'd know enough or think enough about it to...
That age, if you smoke a cigarette, that's like a big thing. Let alone... No, seriously, at 14, you're smoking a cigarette.
I know, I didn't smoke at 14.
It's like a big thing. Let alone... And heroin, you're jumping from cannabis straight to heroin.
I know, but do you not think cannabis now is quite common?
Yeah.
With teenagers?
Yeah.
Jeremy Kyle would have a fit. So he's been homeless now for 10 months. Oh, actually, let me skip to the part before. So he had to stop tattooing when he got clean from the heroin. He started on methadone. He started with seizures. So to him, coming off heroin has actually screwed his whole life up. Like he would like to still be tattooing.
He depends on it.
What, the heroin?
Yeah.
It's been on it for 40 years. I guess his body's now like, what the fuck?
And you can't just stop like that. You can't.
He didn't. He went on to methadone.
Yeah, you have to reduce. Even the methadone, you have to reduce it.
So he's on benefits now, and then he started drinking after his adopted son from a previous relationship died. He started drinking to cope, which I think is, I was going to say good, I don't think good's the right word, but obviously like it's better, preferable that he started drinking than going back to heroin.
Yeah.
Which would have, I think, been an easy thing to do. Like, you've not been off it that long.
Yeah.
Something traumatic's happened.
But then again, you don't want to start something that you're going to start be dependent on it.
No. That's what I get from like sitting down talking to Steve. He's very strong-minded.
Yeah.
Once he sets his mind to something, he's going to see it through, he's going to do it. And then he ended up homeless, losing the friend that was looking after the flat that he had.
Yeah.
Was selling drugs out of it, and he ended up losing it. I can't imagine being homeless. Cannot imagine being homeless at 62.
No.
He's got nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go.
And yet he still remains so positive.
He's so
about
positive.
it.
I like his energy. He's so positive.
Like he's still so hopeful that everything's going to work out. But to me, like just looking at him, like he's got so much life experience, so much wisdom. Like he's so interesting to sit and talk to. And it's so sad that people forget that that's someone's son, someone's brother, someone's granddad, someone's dad. And he's now having to resort to begging on the streets when he's worked so hard all his life.
Yeah.
Just seems a shame that he's taken that effort to get off heroin, and it's messed his life up even further by stopping it. Because then he's had to go on the benefits, and obviously that's a lot less than what he was.
Yeah.
Than what he was making.
But that's the thing. You can't be tattooing people if you're having the shakes.
No, I know, and I do appreciate that. Like it just seems such a shame that he's had the strength to kick that addiction, and instead of moving further in life for stopping taking that, he's almost gone backwards.
Yeah.
But like he's so positive, he's got the strength and the hope that everything's going to work out and that he's going to get his own place. And like I know, at least we should be thankful that at night he does get a roof over his head. Like those charities do such good work.
They do. There's a lot of amazing charity out there.
Because I know we've been lucky so far, like this winter hasn't been brutal, but you still wouldn't want to be sleeping out there at all.
It's too cold.
But hopefully he'll get his own place.
Yeah.
He'll sort out the drinking, and he's done really well with the heroin addiction. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you have enjoyed, and I hope you've all had a good Christmas and New Year. Thank you.